Hello dear students, are you preparing for the SSLC English exam and feeling confused about grammar? Don't worry, in this video I am going to teach you the complete SSLC English grammar package in a simple and easy way. Then watch this video till the end. ಅದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಮುಂಚೆ ದಯವಿಟ್ಟು ನನ್ನ ಚಾನಲ್ ಅನ್ನು ಯಾರೆಲ್ಲ ಸಬ್ಸ್ಕ್ರೈಬ್ ಮಾಡದೆ ನೋಡ್ತಿದ್ದೀರಾ ಪ್ಲೀಸ್ ಸಬ್ಸ್ಕ್ರೈಬ್ ಟು ಮೈ ಚಾನಲ್ ಅಂಡ್ ವಾಚ್ ಮೈ ವಿಡಿಯೋಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಶೇರ್ ಅಮಂಗ್ ಯುವರ್ ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ಸ್. Let's begin. Let us glance the grammar blueprint. In the board examination they are going to ask syllables. Collocative word is not given this time according to the model question paper, and articles, linkers or conjunctions, preposition, parts of speech, tense form of the verb, correct form of the word, degrees of comparison, active voice and passive voice, use the word as noun or verb, reported speech, framing question, use to so that not, and editing paragraph. Come to the syllables. Definition for syllable. Syllables means the process of division of words into smallest parts known as syllables based on their sound they give. ಅಂದರೆ ಒಂದು ವರ್ಡನ್ನು ಎಷ್ಟು ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಆಗುತ್ತೋ ಅಷ್ಟು ಸ್ಮಾಲೆಸ್ಟ್ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನಾಗಿ ಡಿವೈಡ್ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ಸಿಲಬಲ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಇದು ಒಂದು ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ಮಿನಿಮಮ್ ಓವಲ್ ಸೌಂಡ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಟೈಪ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಸಿಲಬಲ್ಸ್. ಒನ್ ವರ್ಡ್ ಸಿಲಬಲ್ ಆರ್ ಮೊನೋಸಿಲಾಬಿಕ್ ವರ್ಡ್. ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಸ್ಕೂಲ್, quiz, week, moon. In these words we can see there are two vowels but they give a single sound. Disyllabic words are the words having two syllables. For example, again, canteen, people, English, ago, paper, father. You can observe here we have divided the words according to the vowel method. That is again. Here a is considered as one syllable, gain is another syllable. Likewise, canteen, people, English, ago, paper, father. Come to words having three syllables. For example, primary, direction, adventure, consonant, reflection. Words having four syllables. For example, invisible, bacteria, decoration, preparation. Words having five syllables. For example, examination, beneficial, determination. Come to collocative words. Actually this time they are not going to ask collocative words according to the four model papers, but still we can have a glance at it. For example, swift action, iron curtain, strong coffee, serious injury, emergency chain, wavy hair, sugar cane, blind faith, earthquake, curly hair, dining hall, walking stick, landlord, key roll, speedy recovery, bullock cart, table salt, rapid growth, post box, public opinion. Let us go to the next topic, articles. There are three articles in English. They are a and the. Article a is used before the words begin with consonant letters. For example, a dog, a tree, a boy, a man, a house. In these words we can observe here the words have begun with consonant letters like D, T, B, M, H. These are all consonant letters, that's why we have added the article a. Come to article an. An is used before the words begin with vowel letter. Vowel letter ಇಂದ ಆರಂಭ ಆಗ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ವರ್ಡ್ಸ್ ಮುಂದೆ ನಾವು an article ಅನ್ನು ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. But still there are some exceptions. For example, an MLA. Because in the abbreviation MLA we can see the letter M gives the sound A, that is beginning letter. That's why we have to use the article an, that is an MLA. While pronouncing M we can observe there is a vowel sound, that is A, that's why an MLA. Likewise, an MP, an honest man, because it is silent here. Likewise, an office, an axe, an umbrella, an egg. Come to the article the. Article the is used before particular things. For example, the fruit which I ate yesterday was tasty. Because I am talking about the particular fruit, which I ate yesterday. That's why we have to use the article the before fruit, because we are talking about a particular fruit. We use article the before adjectives in superlative degree. For example, Shakespeare is the greatest poet. Here, Shakespeare is the greatest poet. Here, the greatest poet is superlative degree. That's why we have to use the article the. And also, we use the before the name of unique things. For example, the earth, the sky, the south, the sun, the north, the moon, etc. We use the before the name of great epics, holy books, newspapers. For example, the Ramayana. Here, Ramayana is a holy book. The Quran, the Deccan Herald is newspaper. And also we use the definite article the before the same person, things, place, subsequently. For example, once there was a fox, the fox was hungry. It means here we have repeated the fox for the second time. That's why in the first sentence the fox was not particular. Now the animal fox has become particular in the second sentence. That's why the fox was hungry. And also we use the article the before the names of rivers, seas, deserts, canals, oceans, mountains. For example, the Ganga, the Indian Ocean, the Arabian Sea, the Thor, the Himalayas. And also we use the article the before the names of great buildings of historical importance. For example, the Red Fort, the Taj, the Lotus Mahal, the Gol Gumbaz. And we use the article the before the names of official designations like the principal, the secretary, the chief minister, the prime minister, the president. So these are all official designations. So we have to use the before these designations. See some examples here. He is a university student. The word university gives the sound Y at the beginning. That's why we have to use article A. She is an MA in English. Do you have an umbrella? Next one, do you have an umbrella? So here umbrella, U is vowel. That's why we have to use an. The moon in the sky. Sky is unique thing. That's why you have to use the sky. And moon is also unique thing. That's why you have to use the moon. Next one, please open the door. We are talking about a particular door. Next one, give me an onion. Here O is vowel. That's why you have to use an. He is an MLA. Next one, Anupama is looking for a job. A particular job has not been mentioned here. That's why a job. Ratan is an honest man. H is silent here. That's why next letter is O. That's why an honest man. He cut an apple with a knife. Ambedkar was a man of principles. Come to the next topic, that is conjunctions or linkers. You know, conjunctions are words used to link or combine two sentences or two words or two phrases. Coordinating conjunctions like for, and, nor, but, or, at, so. Next, correlative conjunctions like either or, neither nor, not only but also, as, both, and. Subordinate conjunctions are after, although, as soon as, because, since, before, unless, when, while. For example, she eats at home because she likes cooking. So here because is used to show the reason. Next one, although he speaks less, he says meaningful words. This sentence somehow shows contrast. That's why we have to use although. Although means adagi kuda, ಅವನು ಕಡಿಮೆ ಮಾತಾಡಿದಾಗಿ ಕೂಡ he says meaningful words. ಅವನು meaningful words ಅನ್ನ ಹೇಳ್ತಾನೆ. Next one, he is very funny whereas his brother is boring. A conjunction used for contrast. He is very funny. ಅವನು ತುಂಬಾ ತಮಾಷೆಯಾಗಿರ್ತಾನೆ. But whereas means but or contrast. I am very hungry but fridge is empty. She speaks 2 languages besides Kannada. ಕನ್ನಡದ ಹೊರತಾಗಿ ಅವಳು 2 ಭಾಷೆಯನ್ನು ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಾಳೆ. So besides means ಹೊರತಾಗಿ. Rohan is completely unlike his mother. Unlike is conjunction here. He came first rank, therefore he got good seat. So ಅವನಿಗೆ good seat ಸಿಗಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಕಾರಣ he came first rank. So therefore is used for reason. Next one, we cannot get success unless we work hard. ಅಂದರೆ ವರ್ಕ್ ಹಾರ್ಡ್ ಮಾಡದೆ ಹೊರತು ನಮಗೆ ಸಕ್ಸಸ್ ಸಿಗಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಹೊರತು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾವಲ್ಲ, ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಅನ್ಲೆಸ್ ಇನ್ ಇಂಗ್ಲೀಷ್, ಎ ಕಂಜಂಕ್ಷನ್. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಒನ್, ಸಿನ್ಸ್ ಸಿ ಹ್ಯಾಡ್ ನಾಟ್ ಸ್ಟಡಿಡ್ ವೆಲ್ ಸಿ ಫೇಲ್ಡ್ ಹರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್. ಸೊ ರೀಸನ್, ಅವಳು ಫೇಲ್ ಆಗಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಕಾರಣ ಏನಂತಂದರೆ ಸಿ ಹ್ಯಾಡ್ ನಾಟ್ ಸ್ಟಡಿಡ್ ವೆಲ್. ಸೊ ಸಿನ್ಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಯೂಸ್ಡ್ ಫಾರ್ ರೀಸನ್ ಆರ್ ಕಾಸ್. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್, ಸಿನ್ಸ್ ಸಿ ಹ್ಯಾಡ್ ನೋ ಮನಿ ಈ ಕುಡೆಂಟ್ ಬೈ ಎನಿಥಿಂಗ್. ಸೊ ಅವನಿಗೆ ಹಣ ಇಲ್ಲದ ಕಾರಣ ಅವನು ಏನು ಪರ್ಚೇಸ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಅಗೇನ್ ಸಿನ್ಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಯೂಸ್ಡ್ ಫಾರ್ ರೀಸನ್ ಹಿಯರ್. ಸಿ ವಾಸ್ ಲೇಟ್ ಸೊ ಸಿ ಮಿಸ್ಡ್ ದ ಬಸ್. ಅವಳು ಲೇಟಾಗಿ ಬಂದಳು, ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಬಸ್ಸನ್ನು ಮಿಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡ್ಳು. ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಸೊ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಹಾಗಾಗಿ. ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರುವ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ನಾವು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಮದರ್ ಟಂಗಲ್ಲಿ ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ ಖಂಡಿತ ನಾವು ಸರಿಯಾದ ಒಂದು ಕಂಜಂಕ್ಷನ್ ಅನ್ನು ಗೆಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಒನ್, ಹಿ ಡಿಂಟ್ ಸ್ಟಡಿ ವೆಲ್ ಸೊ ಹಿ ಫೇಲ್ಡ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಟೆಸ್ಟ್. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಒನ್, ದೋ ಇಟ್ ವಾಸ್ ರೈನಿಂಗ್ ವಿ ವೆಂಟ್ ಹೈಕಿಂಗ್. ದೋ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಹಿಯರ್ ಕಾಂಟ್ರಾಸ್ಟ್, ಅಂದರೆ ಆದಾಗಿ ಕೂಡ ಮಳೆ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇತ್ತು, ಆದಾಗಿ ಕೂಡ ನಾವು ಹೈಕಿಂಗ್ ಹೋದ್ವಿ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಒನ್, ಹಿ ಟ್ರೈಡ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಟ್ರೈಡ್ ಬಟ್ ವಿತೌಟ್ ಸಕ್ಸಸ್. ಬಟ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಆದರೆ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಒನ್, ಗೋ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಗೆಟ್ ಮೀ ಸಮ್ ವಾಟರ್. ಇನ್ ದೀಸ್ ಕೇಸಸ್ we have to use the conjunction and. I want fruits and vegetables. Here fruits and vegetables are the clauses having the equal rank or importance. That's why you have to use and. Suman and Rahim are good friends. Again Suman and Rahim are persons having the same rank or same importance. That's why and is used here. If you work hard you get success. For conditional sentences we have to use if. ಒಂದು ವೇಳೆ ನೀನು ಹಾರ್ಡ್ ವರ್ಕ್ ಮಾಡಿದರೆ you get success. So if means ಒಂದು ವೇಳೆ. He worked hard at he failed in the exam. At means ಆದರೂ ಕೂಡ ಅವನು ತುಂಬ ಹಾರ್ಡ್ ವರ್ಕ್ ಮಾಡಿದ, ಆದರೂ ಕೂಡ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮಲ್ಲಿ ಫೇಲ್ ಆದ. She has more money at she buys nothing. ಅವಳ ಹತ್ರ ತುಂಬ ಹಣ ಇದೆ, ಆದರೂ ಕೂಡ ಅವಳು ಏನೋ ಕೊಂಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಲ್ಲ. At means ಆದರೂ ಕೂಡ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಒನ್, ಆಫ್ಟರ್ he finished studies he settled in USA. After means ಆಮೇಲೆ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಒನ್, he came after everybody had gone home. It is what? The series of action. He came after everybody had gone home. Here are two actions. He came and everybody had gone home. So for these cases we have to use the conjunction after for series of actions which takes place one after the other. Next one, he sits in the park or library. That is what option here. He sits in the park or library. Somana is not only a teacher but also a farmer. Not only but also is a correlative conjunctions which correlates the two clauses. It is very hot, we cannot go out. This becomes it is so hard that we cannot go out. Let's go to the next topic, prepositions. Prepositions are used to show the relationship between the nouns, pronouns or phrases in a sentence. They are used before a noun or a pronoun. Prepositions are used to show the direction of something, time of something happening, to denote position or location of an object in the sentence, and to show spatial relationships. For example, what is the time by your watch? Here by is a preposition. He was killed by a robber with a knife. Here with is used for tool or instruments which we use. Next one, he was beaten by his father with a stick. Here again with is used to show the things which we use. Next one, the frog jumped into the well. Here the preposition into is used to show the movement, that is the jumping of frog into the well. Next one, baby is sitting besides her mother. Here besides means pakkadalli, that is to show the location or place. Next one, health is more important than wealth. That is for comparison. Beware of dog. Here of is used to show the sources of something. Beware of dog. Here of is a preposition. Next one, we get salt from the sea. That is to show the source of something. That is salt. Here the source of the salt is sea. So in these cases we have to use the preposition from. Next one, take care about your health. So about is preposition here, that is ಆರೋಗ್ಯದ ಬಗ್ಗೆ. So about means ಅದರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ. Next one, she died of corona. That is the source of her death is corona. That's why whenever we talk about source of something we have to use of. Next one, He left his bag at the airport. That is specific place or location. That is airport. Next one, she has been ill for 4 days. That is duration of time. That is 4 days. Next one, it has been raining since morning. Here since is used for beginning of something. That is particular time. It has been raining since morning. So ಬೆಳಗ್ಗೆಯಿಂದ ಅನ್ನೋದಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಪರ್ಟಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಅಥವಾ ಒಂದು ಬಿಗಿನಿಂಗ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಅನ್ನು ಮಾತನಾಡುವಾಗ ನಾವು ಸಿನ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನು ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಅಬ್ದುಲ್ ಕಲಾಂ ವಾಸ್ ಬಾರ್ನ್ ಇನ್ ಎ ಸ್ಮಾಲ್ ವಿಲೇಜ್. ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಫಾರ್ ಲೊಕೇಶನ್ ಆರ್ ಪ್ಲೇಸ್. I get up at 5 a.m. every day. That is at is used for time. She is interesting in playing chess. So chess ಆಡುವುದರಲ್ಲಿ, in playing, in walking, in running, like that. Flour is made of wheat. Here the source of flour is wheat. I went to Mumbai last year. To is used for direction here. That is direction of traveling. That is to Bombay. Next one, distribute the sweets among the students. We use among if there are more than 2 persons. Here the word students is in plural. That is more than 2. That's why we have to use among. I will attend the meeting on Monday. Whenever we talk about days and dates, we have to use on. Next one, the baby is sitting between the parents. Here parents, father and mother, there are only 2. That's why I have to use between. They live in UK. That is UK is place here. That's why we have to use in. The boy hid behind the tree. Here behind is the location or place. Next one, the horse jumped over the wall. That is for movement we use over. For movement we use the preposition over. Jumping of horse is a movement. That's why we have to use the preposition over. Next one, Amar was born in 1981. We also use the preposition in for years, months, seasons, etc. Next one, the cow is grazing around the field. Around means sutta. So cow field in sutta meita ide. Next one, the capsular was sitting under the tree. So under the tree is location or place. The boy ran towards the hostel. That is direction. For directions we use towards. I was waiting in front of the office. In front of the office is a location or place. Next one, while I was walking on the road, I saw a wounded dog. So while is here ಆಗ. ನಾನು ವಾಕ್ ಮಾಡುವಾಗ ರಸ್ತೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಗಾಯಗೊಂಡ ನಾಯಿಯನ್ನು ನೋಡಿದೆ. Let's go to the next topic, that is identifying the parts of speech. For example, Sohan is playing football. Here Sohan is noun. Next one, tiger is a cruel animal. Here tiger is noun. Sunflower is a beautiful flower. Sunflower is noun. Bangalore is the busiest city. So here busiest is adjective because we are describing the city Bangalore. He drinks tea. Here drinks is verb. Jog Falls is a beautiful place. Beautiful is adjective here because Jog Falls is noun. She does smart work. Here work is noun. That's why smart is adjective. Gagan scored good marks. Here good is adjective. Swami caught a notorious burglar. Here notorious is adjective. Burglar is noun. They are playing football. Here they is pronoun used instead of noun. Satish Gujral is a popular painter. Here popular is again adjective. Painter is noun or Satish is noun. Old woman crossed the road carefully. Here carefully is adverb because crossed is verb. Next one, my mom cooks nicely. Here cooks is verb. Nicely is adverb. Next one, it's a wonderful match. Here match is noun. Wonderful is adjective. They're walking slowly. Here slowly is adverb. Walking is verb. We are working on this problem. Here we is pronoun. Nisha is a brilliant student. Nisha is noun. Brilliant is adjective. She sings melodiously. Sings is verb. Melodiously is adverb here. Let's go to the tense form of the verbs. A verb is used in a sentence in different forms. They are root words, that is infinitive, third person singular, present participle, past form and past participle form. See some root verbs. For example, I like eating fruits. ಇಲ್ಲಿ like ಅನ್ನೋದು root verb ಆಗಿದೆ. I do my work sincerely. Here also do is root verb. You sing really well. Sing is here root verb or infinitive. ನೀವು ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ ಅನ್ನು ಸರಿಯಾಗಿ ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ ಡೆಫಿನೆಟ್ಲಿ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಅಟೆಂಡ್ ದ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಆನ್ ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ಸ್. ಥರ್ಡ್ ಪರ್ಸನ್ ಸಿಂಗ್ಯುಲರ್. ಜಾನ್ ಲವ್ಸ್ ಪ್ಲೇಯಿಂಗ್ ಗಾಲ್ಫ್. in the bracket love is there, that becomes loves. In third person singular, that love becomes loves. So they will ask such kind of questions in the board exam. Because it is in third person singular, that's why we have to change the tense form of the verb love to loves. Next one, Govinda teaches English in a school. Here teach becomes teachers. Govinda teaches English in a school ಅನ್ನೋದು ಒಂದು routine work ಅನ್ನು ಹೇಳುತ್ತೆ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ teach becomes teachers. My dad walks daily in the morning. Here walking also a daily routine work or habit. That's why we have to change walk into walks. The sun sets in the west. ಇಲ್ಲೂ ಕೂಡ ಸನ್ಸೆಟ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಯೂನಿವರ್ಸಲ್ ಟ್ರೂತ್ ಆಗಿರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಸೆಟ್ ಬಿಕಮ್ಸ್ ಸೆಟ್ಸ್. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಒನ್, ದೇ ಗೋ ಟು ಕಾಲೇಜ್ ರೆಗ್ಯುಲರ್ಲಿ. ದೇ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಪ್ಲೂರಲ್ ಆಗಿದ್ರಿಂದ ನಾವು ಗೋ ಅಂತಾನೆ ಬರೀಬೇಕು. ಕಮ್ ಟು ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಪಾರ್ಟಿಸಿಪಲ್ ಫಾರ್ಮ್. ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್, ದೇ ಆರ್ ಡ್ರಿಂಕಿಂಗ್ ಕಾಫಿ. ಹಿಯರ್ ಇನ್ ಬ್ರಾಕೆಟ್ ಬಿ ಪ್ಲಸ್ ಡ್ರಿಂಕ್. ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ ಬಿ ಫಾರ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ಆಮ್, ಈಸ್, ಆರ್, ವರ್, ವಾಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ದೇ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಪ್ಲೂರಲ್ ಆಗಿದ್ರಿಂದ ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ನಾವಿಲ್ಲಿ ಬಿ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಆರ್ ಅನ್ನು ಹಾಕಬೇಕು. ದಟ್ಸ್ ವೈ ದಟ್ ಬಿಕಮ್ಸ್ ದೇ ಆರ್ ಡ್ರಿಂಕಿಂಗ್ ಕಾಫಿ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಒನ್, ಸಿ ಈಸ್ ಲರ್ನಿಂಗ್ ಮ್ಯೂಸಿಕ್. ಹಿಯರ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಸಿ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಸಿಂಗ್ಯುಲರ್, ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ನಾವು ಬಿ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಈಸ್ ಅನ್ನು ಹಾಕಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ಲರ್ನ್ ಬಿಕಮ್ಸ್ ಲರ್ನಿಂಗ್. ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂಸ್ ಟೆನ್ಸ್. ಐ ಆಮ್ ರೀಡಿಂಗ್ ಅ ಫೇಮಸ್ ನಾವೆಲ್. ಇಲ್ಲೂ ಕೂಡ ರೀಡ್ ಬಿಕಮ್ಸ್ ರೀಡಿಂಗ್. ಐ ಇರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ನಾವು ಹೆಲ್ಪಿಂಗ್ ವರ್ಬ್ ಆಮ್ ಅನ್ನು ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಬಿ ಫಾರ್ಮ್. ಕಮ್ ಟು ಸಿಂಪಲ್ ಪಾಸ್ಟ್ ಫಾರ್ಮ್. He went to Delhi last week. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬ್ರಾಕೆಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಗೋ ಇದೆ, ದಟ್ ಬಿಕಮ್ಸ್ ವೆಂಟ್. ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ವೀಕ್ ಪಾಸ್ಟ್ ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಆಗಿರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಗೋ ಬಿಕಮ್ಸ್ ವೆಂಟ್. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಒನ್, ದ ಕ್ಯಾಟ್ ಜಂಪ್ಡ್ ಇನ್ ಟು ಪಾಂಡ್. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಜಂಪ್ ಬಿಕಮ್ಸ್ ಜಂಪ್ಡ್. ವಿ ಸಾ ಅ ಟೈಗರ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಫಾರೆಸ್ಟ್. ಸೊ ಸಿ ಬಿಕಮ್ಸ್ ಸಾ. ದ ಪಾಸ್ಟ್ ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಸಿ ಈಸ್ ಸಾ. He visited Taj last month. ಸೊ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಮಂತ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಪಾಸ್ಟ್ ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಆಗಿರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ವಿಸಿಟ್ ಬಿಕಮ್ಸ್ ವಿಸಿಟೆಡ್. ಪಾಸ್ಟ್ ಪಾರ್ಟಿಸಿಪಲ್ ಫಾರ್ಮ್, ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ V3. For example, they have completed their task. Here, have complete becomes have completed because we want past participle form, that is V3. Next one, she has eaten sweets just. So, ಇಲ್ಲಿ have eat becomes has eaten. ಯಾಕಂತಂದ್ರೆ he, she, it ಬಂದಾಗ ನಾವು has ಅನ್ನ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, not have. Next, I have written a poem. ಇಲ್ಲಿ have write becomes have written. That is past participle form. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಒನ್, he has finished his work now. ಅಂದರೆ ಈಗ ತಾನೇ ಅವನು ತನ್ನ ಕೆಲಸವನ್ನು ಮುಗಿಸಿದ. ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಫಿನಿಶ್ಡ್ ಬಿಕಮ್ಸ್ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಫಿನಿಶ್ಡ್ ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಐ ಟೋಲ್ಡ್ ಯು ಇಫ್ ದ ಸಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಈಸ್ he, she, it, we have to use has. Come to some more examples. Meena dash ice creams in bracket love. That becomes loves because eating ice cream is an habit. That's why love becomes loves. Next, I cleaned the house yesterday. So clean becomes cleaned because yesterday is past tense. My name is Bhagat. He is studying in a university. So be plus study, that becomes present continuous tense. They are playing football now. That becomes they are playing football. They is plural, that's why we have to use the helping verb are. So that becomes present continuous tense. CM is visiting Shumaga next week. Observe here, the action will be taking place the next week, but we have used present continuous tense because whenever we talk about scheduled programs, we have to use present continuous tense even though it takes place in the future. So the CM is visiting Shumaga next week. Next one, we were going to America last year. ನಾವು ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಇಯರ್ ಅಮೆರಿಕಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ವಿ. That is past continuous tense. That becomes we were going. He has been learning harmonium. Have complete becomes have completed. My father was driving when the accident took place. So accident ನಡೆದಾಗ ನಮ್ಮ ತಂದೆ ಡ್ರೈವಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದರು. That becomes past continuous tense. Next topic is correct form of the words. Dear students, this is also one of the easiest areas. For example, Kodagu is a beautiful place. Beauty becomes beautiful. Platinum is a valuable metal. So value becomes valuable. Tiger is very dangerous wild animal. Here danger becomes dangerous. He is an honorable person. Honor becomes honorable. Student asked an additional answer paper. Addition becomes additional. Sundar is a courageous boy. Courage becomes courageous. Can you give me permission to go to the trip? So here permit becomes permission. His physical appearance is unique. Here appear becomes appearance. Next one, his educational qualification is MA in English. Here education becomes educational. Football is an interesting game. Here interest becomes interesting. His absence made me disappointment. Here absent becomes absence. Last one, my mother took a right decision. Here decide becomes decision. Come to degrees of comparison. There are 3 degrees of comparison. First one is positive degree, an adjective that doesn't make a comparison. ಯಾವ ಒಂದು adjective ನಾವು ಕಂಪ್ಯಾರಿಸನ್ ಮಾಡಲ್ವೋ that is called positive degree. Comparative degree means an adjective that makes a comparison. It means ಒಬ್ಬ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿ ಅಥವಾ ಒಂದು ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ ಅಥವಾ ಒಂದು ಥಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ಅಥವಾ ಒಂದು ಥಿಂಗ್ ಅನ್ನ ಬೇರೆ ವಸ್ತು, ಬೇರೆ ಪರ್ಸನ್ ಅಥವಾ ಬೇರೆ ಪ್ಲೇಸಿಗೆ ಕಂಪೇರ್ ಮಾಡಿದರೆ that becomes comparative degree. Superlative degree ಅಂದ್ರೆ an adjective that makes comparison to show which has the least or greatest degree. ಯಾವುದು ತುಂಬಾ ಲೀಸ್ಟ್ ಅಥವಾ ಗ್ರೇಟೆಸ್ಟ್ ಡಿಗ್ರಿ ಇದೆಯೋ ಅದನ್ನ ನಾವು ಬೇರೆ ವಸ್ತು, ಬೇರೆ ಪ್ಲೇಸ್, ಬೇರೆ ಪರ್ಸನ್ ಜೊತೆ ಕಂಪ್ಯಾರಿಸನ್ ಮಾಡುವಾಗ ಸೂಪರ್ಲೇಟಿವ್ ಡಿಗ್ರಿನ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಕಮ್ ಟು ರೂಲ್ 1, ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್ ಡಿಗ್ರಿ. ನೋ ಅದರ್ ಬಾಯ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಆಸ್ ವೈಸ್ ಆಸ್ ಅನಂತ್. ಸೊ ಇದು ನೋಡಿ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋ ಅದರ್ ಮತ್ತೆ ಆಸ್ ತುಂಬಾ ಕಾಮನ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಅಂಡ್ ವೈಸ್ ಬಿಕಮ್ಸ್ ಹಿಯರ್ ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್ ಅಡ್ಜೆಕ್ಟಿವ್ ವೈಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಯೂಸ್ಡ್. ನೋ ಅದರ್ ಮತ್ತೆ ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್ ಅಡ್ಜೆಕ್ಟಿವ್ ಮತ್ತು ಆಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ನೆನ್ಪಿಡ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ ನಾವು ಇದನ್ನ ಈಸಿಯಾಗಿ ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್ ಡಿಗ್ರಿ ಅಂತ ಗೆಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. ನೋಡಿ, ಕಂಪೇರಿಟಿವ್ ಡಿಗ್ರಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ, ಅನಂತ್ ಈಸ್ ವೈಸರ್ ದ್ಯಾನ್ ಎನಿ ಅದರ್ ಬಾಯ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್. ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಅನಂತನ್ನ ಬೇರೆ ಬಾಯ್ಗೆ ಕಂಪೇರ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಅನಂತ್ ಈಸ್ ವೈಸರ್. ನೋಡಿ, ವೈಸ್ ಬಿಕಮ್ಸ್ ವೈಸರ್ ದ್ಯಾನ್. ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್ ಅಡ್ಜೆಕ್ಟಿವ್ ವೈಸರ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ದ್ಯಾನ್ ಎನಿ ಅದರ್ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಯೂಸ್ವಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಒಂದು ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ಸಲ್ಲೂ ಕಾಮನ್ ಆಗಿ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಕಮ್ ಟು ಸೂಪರ್ಲೇಟಿವ್ ಡಿಗ್ರಿ. ಅನಂತ್ ವಾಸ್ ದ ವೈಸೆಸ್ಟ್ ಬಾಯ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ವೈಸೆಸ್ಟ್ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಸೂಪರ್ಲೇಟಿವ್ ಅಡ್ಜೆಕ್ಟಿವ್. ನಾ ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೆ ಆರ್ಟಿಕಲ್ ದ ಅನ್ನ ನಾವು ಸೂಪರ್ಲೇಟಿವ್ ಡಿಗ್ರಿ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಹೇಳುವಾಗ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ಅಂತ. ನಾವು ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್ ಸೆಂಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಬಿಗಿನ್ಸ್ ವಿತ್ ಒನ್ಲಿ ಫ್ಯೂ ಆರ್ ಫ್ಯೂ. ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್, ಫ್ಯೂ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ವರ್ ಆಸ್ ಬ್ರೈಟ್ ಆಸ್ ಸುಷ್ಮಾ. ಫ್ಯೂ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕಾಮನ್ ಆಗಿ ಈ ರೂಲಲ್ಲಿ ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಇನ್ ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್ ಡಿಗ್ರಿ. ಕಂಪೇರಿಟಿವ್ ನೋಡಿ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತಂತ, ಸುಷ್ಮಾ ವಾಸ್ ಬ್ರೈಟರ್ ದ್ಯಾನ್ ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ಅದರ್ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬ್ರೈಟರ್ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಕಂಪೇರಿಟಿವ್ ಡಿಗ್ರಿ ಕಾಮನ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ದ್ಯಾನ್ ಕೂಡ ಕಾಮನ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ಅದರ್ ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನ ನಾವಿಲ್ಲಿ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಾ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಯಾವುದು? ಈ ಒಂದು ಮೆಥಡಲ್ಲಿ. ಇನ್ ಸೂಪರ್ಲೇಟಿವ್ ಡಿಗ್ರಿ ದಿಸ್ ಬಿಕಮ್ಸ್ ಸುಷ್ಮಾ ವಾಸ್ ಒನ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಬ್ರೈಟೆಸ್ಟ್ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್. ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಒನ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನು ನಾವು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಾ ಆ್ಯಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ಈ ಒಂದು ರೂಲಲ್ಲಿ. Come to rule 2, that is common rule, adding er and est to the positive degree. For example, in positive degree, no other man is as strong as Bhima. That becomes in comparative, Bhima is stronger than any other man. ಆಗಲೇ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೆ, stronger for comparative degree than any other ಅನ್ನೋದು ಕಾಮನ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. It becomes Bhima is the strongest of all men in superlative degree. Next example, no other girl is as good as Surekha. In comparative this becomes Surekha is better than any other girl. So ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಗುಡ್ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಒಂದು ಇರ್ರೆಗ್ಯುಲರ್ ಆಡ್ಜೆಕ್ಟಿವ್ ಆಗಿರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಗುಡ್ಡರ್ ಆಗಲ್ಲ, ಗುಡ್ ಬಿಕಮ್ಸ್ ಬೆಟರ್. ಯೂಸ್ವಲಿ ದ್ಯಾನ್ ಎನಿ ಅದರ್ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಕಾಮನ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಇನ್ ಸೂಪರ್ಲೇಟಿವ್ ದಿಸ್ ಬಿಕಮ್ಸ್ ಸುರೇಖಾ ಈಸ್ ದ ಬೆಸ್ಟ್ ಗರ್ಲ್. ಸೊ ಗುಡ್ ಅನ್ನೋದಲ್ಲಿ ಗುಡ್ಡೆಸ್ಟ್ ಆಗಲ್ಲ, ಗುಡ್ ಬಿಕಮ್ಸ್ ದಿ ಬೆಸ್ಟ್. ಕಮ್ ಟು ರೂಲ್ 3, ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಆಡಿಂಗ್ ಮೋರ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಮೋಸ್ಟ್. ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್, ಇನ್ ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್, no other emperor was as powerful as Pulikeshi II. That becomes Pulikeshi II was more powerful than any other emperor. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾಕೆ ನಾವು ಪವರ್ಫುಲ್ಲರ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಲ್ಲ ಅಂತಂದರೆ, ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಆ್ಯನ್ ಇರ್ರೆಗ್ಯುಲರ್ ಆಡ್ಜೆಕ್ಟಿವ್. ದಟ್ಸ್ ವೈ ಇರ್ರೆಗ್ಯುಲರ್ ಆಡ್ಜೆಕ್ಟಿವ್ಸ್ ಬಂದರೆ ನಾವು ಪವರ್ಫುಲ್ಲರ್ ಅಂತ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡೋಂಗಿಲ್ಲ. ಮೋರ್ ಪವರ್ಫುಲ್ ಅಥವಾ ಮೋರ್ ಬ್ಯೂಟಿಫುಲ್ ಅಥವಾ ಮೋರ್ ಇಂಟೆಲಿಜೆಂಟ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಬೇಕು. ಇನ್ ಸೂಪರ್ಲೇಟಿವ್ that becomes Pulikeshi was the most powerful emperor of all. ಸೂಪರ್ಲೇಟಿವ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಪವರ್ಫುಲ್ಲೆಸ್ಟ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಲ್ಲ, ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ಪವರ್ಫುಲ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ, ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಇರ್ರೆಗ್ಯುಲರ್ ಆಡ್ಜೆಕ್ಟಿವ್. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಟಾಪಿಕ್, ಆಕ್ಟಿವ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಪ್ಯಾಸಿವ್ ವಾಯ್ಸ್. See the rules briefly. First we have to find subject, verb and object in a given sentence. Then change the subject into object and object into subject, that is vice versa. Next, change from active to passive according to the tense. Next, add preposition by. Then change pronouns into their corresponding pronouns. Come to simple present tense. How to change simple present into passive voice? For example, he writes a story. That becomes a story is written by him. See the rule here. In passive voice, that is and V3. That is written. Next one, we play a match. That becomes a match is played by us. That is plus V3. Played is V3. Next one, I watch a movie. A movie is watched by me. Here again is plus V3, that is watched is V3 here. Next, how to change present continuous tense into passive voice. For example, Sharda is playing sitar. That becomes sitar is being played by Sharda. Is plus being plus V3 ಆಯಿತು. Played is V3. Next one, they are drinking coffee. That becomes coffee is being drunk by them. So ಇಲ್ಲಿ is being plus V3 ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. Drink becomes drunk. That is V3. Next one, I am cleaning the room. That becomes the room is being cleaned by me. Next one, we are eating fruits. That becomes fruits are being eaten by us. Now let us see how to change present perfect tense into passive voice. For example, I have done my homework. That becomes my homework has been done by me. That becomes has been V3. Next one, they have eaten mangoes. That becomes mangoes have been eaten by them. That is have plus been plus V3. Eaten is V3 here. Next one, she has written a story. That becomes a story has been written by her. That is has plus been plus written is V3. Come to simple past tense. How to change simple past tense into passive voice. He did his office work. It becomes in passive voice. His office work was done by him. It means was plus V3 ಆಗಿ ಕನ್ವರ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿದೆ in passive voice. Next one, Tarun washed his shoes. That becomes his shoes were washed by him. ಇಲ್ಲಿ shoes plural ಆಗಿದ್ದರಿಂದ were ಬಂತು and washed is V3. Come to past continuous tense. Active voice. I was washing my clothes. That becomes my clothes were being washed by me. This rule is just like present continuous tense. Only we change are to were and is to was. Being is common and V3 is common. Next example, Sunaina was playing hockey. That becomes hockey was being played by Sunaina. ಯಾಕೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ were ಬಂದಲ್ಲಂದ್ರೆ hockey is singular. If it is plural, we have to use were. If subject is plural, we have to use were. Next one, children were eating cakes. Cakes were being eaten by children. ಇಲ್ಲಿ children plural ಆಗಿದ್ರಿಂದ were ಬಂದಿದೆ. Come to past perfect tense. For example, we had given a presentation. That becomes a presentation had been given by us in passive voice. That is had been plus V3. Next, my mother had prepared delicious food. That becomes delicious food had been prepared by my mother. That is had plus been plus V3. Prepared is V3. See the rule, subject plus had plus V3 plus object. That becomes object plus had plus been plus V3 plus by plus subject. That becomes it means vice versa. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಸಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಬಿಕಮ್ಸ್ ಆಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್, ಆಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಬಿಕಮ್ಸ್ ಸಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿರೋದು ನಾನು ಪ್ಯಾಸಿವ್ ವಾಯ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ಸಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಪ್ಲೇಸಲ್ಲಿ ಆಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಅಂತ ಬರ್ತೀನಿ, ಆಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಪ್ಲೇಸಲ್ಲಿ ಸಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಅಂತ ಬರ್ತೀನಿ. ಯಾಕಂದರೆ ಅದು ವೈಸ್ ವರ್ಸ ಆಗಿರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಆ ರೀತಿ ಬರ್ತೀನಿ. ಡೋಂಟ್ ಗೆಟ್ ಕನ್ಫ್ಯೂಸ್ಡ್. ಕಮ್ ಟು ಸಿಂಪಲ್ ಫ್ಯೂಚರ್ ಟೆನ್ಸ್. ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್, ಐ ವಿಲ್ ರೈಟ್ ಎ ಲೆಟರ್. ದಟ್ ಬಿಕಮ್ಸ್ ಎ ಲೆಟರ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ರಿಟನ್ ಬೈ ಮೀ. ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ವಿಲ್ ಪ್ಲಸ್ ಬಿ ಪ್ಲಸ್ V3. ಫ್ಯೂಚರ್ ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂಸ್ ಟೆನ್ಸ್. Example, the teacher will be taking class. That becomes class will have been taken by the teacher. That is have plus been plus taken. Taken is V3 here. Now how to change active to passive using modal verbs. For example, I can speak English. That becomes English can be spoken by me. That is can plus be plus V3. Next one, I should complete the task. That becomes the task should be completed by me. Come to imperative sentences. For example, close the door. That becomes let the door be closed. ಈ ಥರ ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸ್ ಕೇಳೋ ತುಂಬ ರೇಯರ್, ಬಟ್ ಸ್ಟಿಲ್ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಒನ್, ಡೂ ದ ವರ್ಕ್. ದಟ್ ಬಿಕಮ್ಸ್ ಲೆಟ್ ದ ವರ್ಕ್ ಬಿ ಡನ್. ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಬಿ ಪ್ಲಸ್ V3. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಒನ್, ಫೀಡ್ ದ ಪೆಟ್. ದಟ್ ಬಿಕಮ್ಸ್ ಲೆಟ್ ದ ಪೆಟ್ ಬಿ ಫೆಡ್ ಇನ್ ಪ್ಯಾಸಿವ್ ವಾಯ್ಸ್. Come to edit the paragraph. It carries 2 marks. They give clues. We have to find out the mistake by using the clues. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸಾಮಾನ್ಯವಾಗಿ ಹೆಲ್ಪಿಂಗ್ ವರ್ಬು, ಮೇನ್ ವರ್ಬ್ಸು, ಪ್ರಪೋಸಿಷನ್ಸ್ ಅಥವಾ ಕಂಜಂಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಅಥವಾ ಆರ್ಟಿಕಲ್ಸ್ ಅಥವಾ ನಾನ್ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ಸ್ ಅಥವಾ ಸ್ಪೆಲ್ಲಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಅಥವಾ ಲೆಟರ್ಸ್ ಏನಾದರೂ ತಪ್ಪಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ ಅದನ್ನು ನಾವು ಹುಡುಕ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಸರಿ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್, ಸುರೇಂದ್ರ ಪಾಸ್ ದ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ ಸೆಕ್ಯೂರಿಂಗ್ ದ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ರ್ಯಾಂಕ್. ಈ ಜಾಯಿನ್ ದ ಪ್ರೆಸಿಡೆನ್ಸಿ ಕಾಲೇಜ್ ಬಟ್ ಸಡನ್ ಈ ಕ್ವಿಟ್ ದ ಕಾಲೇಜ್. ಕ್ಲೂ ಏನಪ್ಪ ಅಂದರೆ ವರ್ಬ್ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಟು ಬಿ ಕರೆಕ್ಟೆಡ್, ಅಡ್ವರ್ಬ್ ಟು ಬಿ ಕರೆಕ್ಟೆಡ್. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಮಿಸ್ಟೇಕ್ ಏನಪ್ಪ ಅಂದರೆ ಪಾಸ್ಟ್ ಆಗಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸಡನ್ ಬಿಕಮ್ಸ್ ಸಡನ್ಲಿ. ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಟು ಅಡ್ವರ್ಬ್. ಲೈಕ್ವೈಸ್ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಸಿ ದ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್. ಅದೇ ಥರ ನೀವು ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ನೋಡ್ಬೋದು. ರಾಧಾ ಇಸ್ ಅ ಟೀಚರ್ ಇನ್ ಗವರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಹೈಸ್ಕೂಲ್. ಸಿ ಟೀಚ್ ಇಂಗ್ಲೀಷ್. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕ್ಯಾಪಿಟಲ್ ಲೆಟರ್ ತಪ್ಪಾಗಿದೆ ಮತ್ತು ವರ್ಬ್ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಕೂಡ ತಪ್ಪಾಗಿದೆ. ಹೈಸ್ಕೂಲಲ್ಲಿ ಎಚ್ ಬಿಗ್ ಲೆಟರ್ ಆಗಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಟೀಚ್ ಬಿಕಮ್ಸ್ ಟೀಚರ್ಸ್. ಇದು ಥರ್ಡ್ ಒನ್. There was an great deal of conversation about Ryan and family. He is very proud of his large family. Clues ಏನಂತಂದರೆ article to be corrected, helping verb to be corrected. So answer, there was an great ಅಲ್ಲ, there was a great, article an becomes a. And he is very proud of his large family becomes he was very proud of his large family. ಯಾಕೆಂದರೆ ಇದು past tense ಇರೋದ್ರಿಂದ is becomes was. Come to question tags. ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್, ಪೀಟರ್ ವರ್ಕ್ಸ್ ಹಾರ್ಡ್ ಡಸಂಟ್ ಹಿ. ಯಾಕೆಂದ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಪೀಟರ್ ವರ್ಕ್ಸ್ ಹಾರ್ಡ್ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಸಿಂಪಲ್ ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಟೆನ್ಸ್, ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ವರ್ಕಿಗೆ ಎಸ್ ಆ್ಯಡ್ ಆಗಿದೆ, ದಟ್ ಬಿಕಮ್ಸ್ ವರ್ಕ್ಸ್. ಇಂಥ ಟೈಮಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಡಸ್ ಹೆಲ್ಪಿಂಗ್ ವರ್ಬನ್ನು ಹಾಕಬೇಕು. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೆಲ್ಪಿಂಗ್ ವರ್ಬ್ ಇರಲ್ಲ, ಬಟ್ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಫೈಂಡ್ ಇಟ್ ಔಟ್. ಅಂದರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ವರ್ಕ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಇರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ನಾವು ಡಸ್ ಹೆಲ್ಪಿಂಗ್ ವರ್ಬ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಒನ್, ಶಿ ಕೇಮ್ ಹೋಮ್ ಲೇಟ್ ಡಿಂಟ್ ಸಿ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕೇಮ್ ಪಾಸ್ಟ್ ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಆಗಿರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಹೆಲ್ಪಿಂಗ್ ವರ್ಬ್ ಇಲ್ಲ ಈ ಸೆಂಟೆನ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ, ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ನಾವು ಡಿಡ್ ಹೆಲ್ಪಿಂಗ್ ವರ್ಬನ್ನು ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ದಟ್ ಬಿಕಮ್ಸ್ ನೆಗೆಟಿವ್, ಸೊ ಡಿಂಟ್ ಸಿ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್, ಹಿ ಡಸಂಟ್ ಲೈಕ್ ರೀಡಿಂಗ್, ದಟ್ ಬಿಕಮ್ಸ್ ಡಸ್ ಹಿ. ಡಸ್ ಹಿ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಯಾಕೆ ಅಂತಂದರೆ ದ ಗಿವನ್ ಸೆಂಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಈಸ್ ನೆಗೆಟಿವ್, ವಿ ವಾಂಟ್ ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಟ್ಯಾಗ್, ದಟ್ಸ್ ವೈ ಡಸ್ ಹಿ ಈಸ್ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್, ಶಿ ಕಾಂಟ್ ಸಿ ವೆರಿ ವೆಲ್, ದಟ್ ಬಿಕಮ್ಸ್ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಸಿ. ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಈಸ್ modal ಹಿಯರ್, ದಟ್ಸ್ ವೈ ವಿ ವಾಂಟ್ ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಟ್ಯಾಗ್, ದಟ್ ಬಿಕಮ್ಸ್ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಸಿ. ಹಾಗಾದರೆ ನೆಗೆಟಿವ್ ಸೆಂಟೆನ್ಸನ್ನು ಕಂಡುಹಿಡಿಯೋದು ಹೇಗೆ? ಆ ಸೆಂಟೆನ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ನೋ ಅಥವಾ ನೆವರ್ ಅಥವಾ ನಥಿಂಗ್ ಅಥವಾ ನೋ ಬಡಿ, ಸೆಲ್ಡಮ್, ನನ್ ಈ ಥರ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ವೆನ್ ದ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್ ದ ಟ್ಯಾಗ್ ಈಸ್ ನೆಗೆಟಿವ್, ವೆನ್ ದ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಈಸ್ ನೆಗೆಟಿವ್ ದ ಟ್ಯಾಗ್ ಈಸ್ ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್. ಸೊ ಹಿಯರ್ ಆರ್ ಸಮ್ ಮೋರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ಸ್ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಸಿ ಹಿಯರ್. ಯು ಆರ್ ಕಮಿಂಗ್ ಟುಮಾರೋ, ಆರೆಂಟ್ ಯು? ಯು ಲೈಕ್ ಸ್ವೀಟ್ಸ್, ಡೋಂಟ್ ಯು? ಲೈಕ್ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಆಗಿದ್ದರಿಂದ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೆಲ್ಪಿಂಗ್ ವರ್ಬ್ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ನಾವು ಡೂ ಅನ್ನು ಹಾಕಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್, ಐ ಆಮ್ ಎ ಫಾರ್ಮರ್, ಸೊ ಆರೆಂಟ್ ಐ? ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಅನ್ ಎಕ್ಸೆಪ್ಷನ್. ಸೊ ಐ ಆಮ್ ಎ ಫಾರ್ಮರ್ ಆಗಿದ್ದರಿಂದ ನಮಗೆ ನೆಗೆಟಿವ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಟ್ಯಾಗ್ ಬೇಕು, ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಆರೆಂಟ್ ಐ ಅಂತ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಬಟ್ ಇಫ್ ಐ ಆಮ್ ನಾಟ್ ಎ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್, ಸೊ ನೆಗೆಟಿವ್ ಇದ್ದರೆ ದಟ್ ಬಿಕಮ್ಸ್ ಆಮ್ ಐ. ಈ ಕೇಮ್ ಅರ್ಲಿ ದಿಸ್ ಮಾರ್ನಿಂಗ್, ದಟ್ ಬಿಕಮ್ಸ್ ಡಿಂಟ್ ಹಿ. ಕೇಮ್ ಈಸ್ ಪಾಸ್ಟ್ ಟೆನ್ಸ್, ದಟ್ಸ್ ವೈ ಡಿಡ್ ಈಸ್ ದ ಹೆಲ್ಪಿಂಗ್ ವರ್ಬ್, ದಟ್ ಬಿಕಮ್ಸ್ ಡಿಂಟ್ ಹಿ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್, ಶಿ ವಿಲ್ ವಿಸಿಟ್ ಅಸ್ ಟುಮಾರೋ, ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿಕಮ್ಸ್ won't. ಯಾಕೆಂದರೆ ವಿ ವಾಂಟ್ ನೆಗೆಟಿವ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಟ್ಯಾಗ್, ದ ಗಿವನ್ ಸೆಂಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್, ದಟ್ ಬಿಕಮ್ಸ್ won't see. She won't help us, that becomes will see. So won't is negative, that's why we want positive question tag, that's why will see is the answer. She doesn't look well, that becomes does she. He has not finished his work, that is has he. Get lost from here, that is will you. Please give me a glass of water, that becomes will you. ಯಾಕೆಂದರೆ ಇದು ಇಂಪೇರೇಟಿವ್ ಸೆಂಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಆಗಿದ್ದರಿಂದ ನಾವು ವಿಲ್ ಯುನ ಹಾಕಬೇಕಾಗತ್ತೆ. ಲೆಟ್ಸ್ ಗೋ ಟು ದ ಮೂವಿ, ದಟ್ ಬಿಕಮ್ಸ್ ಶೆಲ್ ವಿ. ಯಾಕೆಂದರೆ ಲೆಟರ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಇದ್ದರೆ ನಾವು ಶೆಲ್ ವಿನ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗತ್ತೆ. ದೇ ಪ್ಲೇ ಫುಟ್ಬಾಲ್ ವೆರಿ ವೆಲ್. ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ಲೇ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಆಗಿದ್ದರಿಂದ ವಿ ಡೋಂಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಹೆಲ್ಪಿಂಗ್ ವರ್ಬ್ ಹಿಯರ್, ದಟ್ಸ್ ವೈ ದಟ್ ಬಿಕಮ್ಸ್ ಡೂ. ಇಟ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಡೋಂಟ್ ದೇ. ಹಿ ನೆವರ್ ವರ್ಕ್ಸ್ ಹಾರ್ಡ್, ಡಸ್ ಹಿ? ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೆವರ್ ಅನ್ನೋದು ನೆಗೆಟಿವ್ ಆಗಿದ್ದರಿಂದ ಕಮ್ ಟು ಲ್ಯಾಂಗ್ವೇಜ್ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್. ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್, ಪ್ರಾಕ್ಟೀಸ್ ವೆಲ್, ಯು ವಿಲ್ ಬೆಟರ್ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಟೈಮ್. ಸೊ ನಯನ, ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ಸೋ ಮಚ್. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರಾಕ್ಟೀಸ್ ವೆಲ್ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಅಡ್ವೈಸ್ ಆಗಿದೆ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಒನ್, ಮೇ ಐ ಕಮ್ ಇನ್ ಸರ್, ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಸೀಕಿಂಗ್ ಪರ್ಮಿಷನ್. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಒನ್, ಯು ಗೋ ಸ್ಟ್ರೈಟ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಟೇಕ್ ಲೆಫ್ಟ್ ಟರ್ನ್, ಯು ವಿಲ್ ಫೈಂಡ್ ಎ ಸ್ಕೂಲ್ ಆನ್ ಯುವರ್ ಲೆಫ್ಟ್, ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಗಿವಿಂಗ್ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಷನ್. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಒನ್, ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ಡ್ ಮೀ ಎ ಲಾಟ್, ಐ ಆಮ್ ಹೈಲಿ ಗ್ರೇಟ್ಫುಲ್ ಟು ಯು, ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ರೆಸ್ಸಿಂಗ್ ಗ್ರಾಟಿಟ್ಯೂಡ್. ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ರೆಸ್ಸಿಂಗ್ ಗ್ರಾಟಿಟ್ಯೂಡ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಕೃತಜ್ಞತೆ ಸಲ್ಲಿಸುವುದು. ಸರ್ಟನ್ಲಿ ಐ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ದೇರ್ ಎಟ್ 4 PM, ಇದು accepting invitation. Next one, don't pluck the flower, that is ordering. Next one, don't worry, everything will be all right, that is here the language function is sympathizing. Hello Rajesh, welcome to the party, that is greeting. Next one, please send it to him immediately, that is request. Sorry that I couldn't understand maths properly, that is apologizing, ಅಂದರೆ ಕ್ಷಮಾಪಣೆ ಕೇಳೋದು. Come to if class, already you know there are 4 conditionals: zero conditional, type 1, type 2 and type 3. For examination point of view, ನಾವು ಥರ್ಡ್ ಕಂಡೀಷನಲ್ ಅಥವಾ ಟೈಪ್ 3 ಅನ್ನು ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ ಸಾಕು. ಟೈಪ್ 3 ಅಥವಾ ಥರ್ಡ್ ಕಂಡೀಷನಲ್ ರೂಲ್ ಏನಂತಂದರೆ ಪಾಸ್ಟ್ ಪರ್ಫೆಕ್ಟ್ ಡಾಟ್ಸ್ ವುಡ್ ಪ್ಲಸ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಪ್ಲಸ್ V3. ಸೊ ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ಇದು ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ, ಇದು ತುಂಬ ಒಂದು ಈಸಿಯೆಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ನು. ಬಟ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ನೆಗೆಟಿವ್ ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್ ನೋಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕಾಗತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಒಂದು ವೇಳೆ ನೆಗೆಟಿವ್ ಆಗಿದ್ದರೆ ವುಡಂಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಪ್ಲಸ್ V3 ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್ ಆಗಿದ್ರೆ ವುಡ್ ಪ್ಲಸ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಪ್ಲಸ್ ವಿ 3 ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಸಿ ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್, ಇಫ್ ಐ ಹ್ಯಾಡ್ ವರ್ಕ್ಡ್ ಹಾರ್ಡರ್ ಐ ವುಡ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಗಾಟ್ ದ ಸಕ್ಸಸ್. ನೋಡಿ, ಹ್ಯಾಡ್ ಪ್ಲಸ್ ವರ್ಕ್ಡ್ ಪಾಸ್ಟ್ ಪರ್ಫೆಕ್ಟ್ ಟೆನ್ಸ್, ವುಡ್ ಪ್ಲಸ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಪ್ಲಸ್ ಗಾಟ್, ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ವುಡ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಗಾಟ್. ಸೊ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಆಪ್ಷನಲ್ಲಿ ವುಡ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ದಟ್ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ರೈಟ್. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಒನ್, ಇಫ್ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾಡ್ ನಾಟ್ ಕ್ರಾಸ್ಡ್ ದ ರೋಡ್ ಯು ವುಡಂಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಮೆಟ್ ವಿತ್ ಅನ್ ಆಕ್ಸಿಡೆಂಟ್. ನೋಡಿ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಾಟ್ ಕ್ರಾಸ್ಡ್ ಅಂತಿದೆ. ಒಂದು ವೇಳೆ ರಸ್ತೆಯನ್ನು ಕ್ರಾಸ್ ಮಾಡದಿದ್ದರೆ ನಿನಗೆ ಆಕ್ಸಿಡೆಂಟ್ ಆಗ್ತಿರಲಿಲ್ಲ. ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ವುಡಂಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಪ್ಲಸ್ ಮೆಟ್, ದಟ್ ಬಿಕಮ್ಸ್ ವುಡಂಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಮೆಟ್, ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ವುಡಂಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಪ್ಲಸ್ ವಿ 3. ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬೋತ್ ಸೈಡ್ ನೆಗೆಟಿವ್ ಇದೆ. ಯಾಕಂತಂದರೆ ಒಂದು ವೇಳೆ ನೀನು ರಸ್ತೆ ಕ್ರಾಸ್ ಮಾಡದಿದ್ದರೆ ಆಕ್ಸಿಡೆಂಟ್ ಆಗ್ತಿರಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಹಿಯರ್ ಬೋತ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸಸ್ ಆರ್ ನೆಗೆಟಿವ್. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಒನ್, ಇಫ್ ಹಿ ಹ್ಯಾಡ್ ಸ್ಟಡಿಡ್ ವೆಲ್ ಹಿ ವುಡ್ ನಾಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಮಿಸ್ಡ್ ದ ಗುಡ್ ಕಾಲೇಜ್. ನೋಡಿ, ಒಂದು ವೇಳೆ ಅವ್ನು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಓದಿದ್ರೆ ಅವನು ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಕಾಲೇಜನ್ನು ಮಿಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ತಿರ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ತಿರ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತಂದರೆ ನೆಗೆಟಿವ್, ದಟ್ ಬಿಕಮ್ಸ್ ವುಡಂಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಮಿಸ್ಡ್ ವಿ 3. ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಒನ್, ಇಫ್ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾಡ್ ಕ್ಯಾರಿಡ್ ಎ ಕ್ಯಾಮರಾ ವಿ ವುಡಂಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಮಿಸ್ಡ್ ದ ಫೋಟೋಗ್ರಾಫ್ಸ್. Next one, you wouldn't have missed the bus if you had started early. Last one, if we had carried a camera, we wouldn't have missed the photographs. ಒಂದು ವೇಳೆ ನಾವು ಕ್ಯಾಮ್ರಾನ ಕ್ಯಾರಿ ಮಾಡಿದರೆ ನಾವು ಫೋಟೋಗ್ರಾಫ್ಸನ್ನು ಮಿಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊತಿರಲಿಲ್ಲ. ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ನೆಗೆಟಿವ್. ಕಮ್ ಟು ಇನ್ಫಿನಿಟಿವ್. See the verb forms here. Give is present, gave is past tense, given is past participle, giving is present participle or continuous tense, to give is infinitive. ಸೊ ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮಿಗೆ 2 ಪ್ಲಸ್ ಇನ್ಫಿನಿಟಿವ್ ಕೊಡೋದ್ರಿಂದ ನಾವು ಅವನು ಮಾತ್ರ ನೋಡೋಣ. ಸಿ ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್, ದೆ ವೆಂಟ್ ಟು ಥಿಯೇಟರ್ ಟು ವಾಚ್ ದ ಮೂವಿ. ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಆಪ್ಷನಲ್ಲಿ ಟು ಥಿಯೇಟರ್ ಕೂಡ ಕೊಡ್ಬೋದು, ಟು ವಾಚ್ ಕೂಡ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಈಸ್ ಟು ವಾಚ್. ಸೊ ಡೋಂಟ್ ರೈಟ್ ಟು ಥಿಯೇಟರ್, ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ನೌನ್. ವಿ ವಾಂಟ್ ವರ್ಬ್, ದಟ್ಸ್ ವೈ ಟು ವಾಚ್ ಈಸ್ ದ ಆನ್ಸರ್. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಒನ್, ಐ ವಾಂಟ್ ಟು ವಾಚ್ TV serial. ಸೊ ಟು ವಾಚ್ ಈಸ್ infinitive, 2 plus infinitive. He forgot to buy a gift for her. Silly, to buy. Next one, Lena began to learn music quickly. Silly, to learn is 2 plus infinitive. Next one, you should learn to sacrifice small things for others. So 2 plus B1, that is sacrifice. Some leaders dream to build a strong country. To build is 2 plus infinitive. So frame questions, but this year this question is not given according to the blueprint and model papers. So we can study these examples. Just I will scroll. Who for about person, where for a place, why for reason, when for time, like that. If you want, you can refer these examples. Come to reported speech. Let us see the rules. Said becomes said that in indirect speech. Said to becomes told. Said plus question mark. Questions idre asked. Said ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ exclamatory symbol idre exclaimed. Said ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ statement order idre that becomes ordered. Said ನಂತರ sentence command idre that becomes commanded. Said ನಂತರ impaired sentence like please ಅಂತ ಇದ್ರೆ that becomes requested in indirect speech. We can understand rules by seeing the examples. See, I becomes he or she, we becomes they in indirect speech, you becomes he or she, again you becomes they, me becomes him or her, you becomes his or her, yours becomes their, here becomes there, must becomes had to, this becomes that, today becomes that day, tomorrow becomes next day, yesterday becomes previous day, these becomes those, our becomes their, us becomes them, myself becomes himself or herself, ourselves becomes themselves. Come to some examples. Direct speech, that is simple present. Example, Preeti said I cook food, that becomes Preeti said that she cooked food, that is simple present becomes simple past. Come to present continuous tense. Pranati said I am writing homework, that becomes Pranati said that she was writing homework, that is present continuous becomes past continuous. Present perfect becomes past perfect. For example, he said I have done the work, that becomes he said that he had done the homework. Present perfect becomes past perfect. Then simple past becomes past perfect. Rani said, I wrote a story. That becomes Rani said that she had written a story. Then past continuous becomes past perfect continuous tense. For example, Rani said, I was cooking food. That becomes Rani said that she had been cooking food. Past perfect, no change. For example, Preeti said, I had walked. That becomes Preeti said that she had walked. No change of tense here. Then past perfect continuous tense, no change. Come to change of modal verbs. If will is there in direct speech, that becomes would in indirect speech. May becomes might. Can becomes could. Shall becomes should. Has or have becomes had. See, statement ಇದ್ರೆ ಹೇಗೆ ಮಾಡೋದು indirect speech ನೋಡೋಣ. He said, I am going out. That becomes he said that he was going out. ಯಾಕೆಂದರೆ present continuous becomes past continuous. Next, Meena said, I have been to France. That becomes Meena said that she had been to France. Come to interrogative sentences. Swami said to his father, where is my book? That becomes Swami asked his father where his book was. Is becomes was here because we want past tense. Andy said to his wife, where are you going? That becomes Andy asked his wife where she was going. Where are you going in the present continuous tense is there, that becomes past continuous tense. Come to yes or no questions, that is begin with helping verbs or modals. The poet said to the village people, do you follow my rules? That becomes the poet asked the village people if they followed his rules. So do you follow in the present tense ಇದೆ, ಹಂಗಾಗಿ that becomes past tense. ಸೊ ಬಿಗಿನಿಂಗ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಡೂ ಹೆಲ್ಪಿಂಗ್ ವರ್ಬ್ ಬರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ನಾವು ಇಫ್ ಆರ್ ವೆದರ್ ಅನ್ನ ಹಾಕಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್, ಕಿರಣ್ ಸೆಡ್ ಡಸ್ ಸಿ ಫಿನಿಶ್ ದ ವರ್ಕ್? ಇನ್ ಇಂಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಸ್ಪೀಚ್ ದಟ್ ಬಿಕಮ್ಸ್ ಕಿರಣ್ ಆಸ್ಕ್ಡ್ ಇಫ್ ಸಿ ಫಿನಿಶ್ ದ ವರ್ಕ್. ಕಮ್ ಟು ಇಂಪೇರೆಡ್ ಸೆಂಟೆನ್ಸ್. He said, let us move to the party. That becomes he proposed that they should move to the party. Proposed ಅನ್ನೋದು ಇಂಪೇರೆಡ್ ಸೆಂಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ಹೇಳುತ್ತೆ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್, the police said, let no one leave this room. That becomes the police officer ordered that no one should leave the room. That becomes order. If the given sentence is exclamatory, that becomes, for example, Mohan said, what a pity. That becomes Mohan exclaimed that it was a great pity. Next one, I said, how stupid he is. That becomes he exclaimed that it was a very stupid of him. Dear students, so far I have covered all the grammar items. I hope you have understood these grammar items which will be asked in the coming board examination. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.